In a time when destinies clashed on scorched battlefields and the fate of empires hung by a thread, a spark was lit that would forever change the course of history. In the heart of medieval Europe, whispers of divine wrath and sacred retribution spread like wildfire. The message was clear: a land once blessed by the touch of God was under siege. Rumors swirled that forces from distant realms, ruthless and unyielding, were defiling altars and desecrating sanctuaries. It was said that even the holy fountains, once a source of blessed water, ran red with the blood of the faithful. These ominous pronouncements stirred hearts and minds alike, setting the stage for a grand and tragic saga, a saga that would witness the rise and fall of mighty kingdoms, fueled by both fervent piety and insatiable ambition. From the misty north came the clarion call of Pope Urban II, whose stirring words in Clermont ignited a flame in the hearts of countless Christians. His impassioned plea painted a vivid picture of a land where the oppressed cried out for deliverance, a land where Jerusalem, the cherished jewel of faith, lay captive to enemies whose hearts were shrouded in darkness. Promising absolution and eternal reward, he spurred men, women, and even children to take up arms and set forth on an odyssey across perilous lands. Their journey, fraught with danger and driven by a burning desire to reclaim the holy city, would soon plunge them into a maelstrom of bloodshed and conquest. As the crusading host pressed deeper into the east, they encountered a world transformed by shifting allegiances and the relentless passage of time. The once mighty Byzantine Empire had withered beneath the unyielding advance of the Seljuk Turks, whose swift, mounted archers had turned the tide at battles like Manzikert. It was amidst this chaos that the figure of Peter the Hermit emerged, a humble French priest, led by visions of divine command, who rallied the poor and desperate in what became known as the People's Crusade. Their desperate march, marked as much by piety as by brutal excess, left an indelible stain on the lands they traversed, a foretaste of the grim destiny that lay ahead. In the wake of that ill-fated venture, a more disciplined and formidable force arose. Noble commanders from France, Germany, and Italy, each with armies forged in the fires of ambition, convened at Constantinople. Despite their differences, they were united by one burning objective: the reclamation of Jerusalem. Their long and arduous journey led them through hostile territories, across rugged Anatolian plains, and into the very heart of the burgeoning Crusader states. Each battle they waged, every siege they endured, was imbued with the desperate hope of redemption and the bitter taste of sacrifice. The clash of steel, the cries of the wounded, and the prayers of the dying became the symphony of a war that seemed destined to reshape the world. Yet, as the Crusader armies advanced, the lands they sought to liberate harbored their own champions. In the vast deserts and fertile valleys of the Middle East, the once fragmented Muslim world stirred with newfound unity. Out of discord rose leaders like Imad al-Din Zengi, whose firm resolve to reclaim the lost lands set the stage for an era of resurgence. And then there was Saladin, a young man tempered by loss, duty, and an unyielding love for his people, whose very name would come to symbolize the struggle for liberation. Saladin's campaigns, characterized by both brilliant strategy and a surprising measure of mercy, gradually altered the balance of power, challenging the established might of the Crusader states and igniting hope among the downtrodden. The fate of Jerusalem, Beit al-Maqdis, became the focal point upon which the destiny of both worlds would turn. The city, revered by Christians and venerated by Muslims alike, became the stage for the final, desperate acts of conquest. At Al-Hattin, beneath a scorching sun that blistered both earth and spirit, the forces of Saladin clashed with the beleaguered, weary Crusaders led by King Richard the Lionheart. Here, the seasoned commander employed cunning stratagems that broke the enemy's will before the swords even clashed. The Crusader host, exhausted by endless marches and the oppressive heat, found itself overwhelmed by the relentless assault, a reminder that true victory often lies in the quiet devastation of morale rather than in the clamor of battle. When the dust settled, Jerusalem, long held by the Christians since 1099, was reclaimed by the Muslim armies after 88 years of bitter conflict. Yet this triumph was a bittersweet victory, a stark reminder of the heavy price paid by both conquerors and the conquered. The terms of surrender, etched into the annals of history, bore witness to a compromise wrought from blood and broken dreams. Under these terms, those who had long been refugees within their own land were offered a chance to leave their beleaguered city with reparations in hand, while others were forced to stay, their fate sealed by the levy of a solemn jizya. In the wake of the city's surrender, the once sacred streets echoed with both sorrow and relief, as families clung to crumbling walls that had borne witness to centuries of hope, despair, and unyielding faith. As the victors celebrated, their hearts were heavy with the knowledge that the battles were far from over. The Crusader states, though diminished, clung to the remnants of their former glory along the coastal stretches, from Acre to Jaffa, while whispers of new crusades stirred in distant lands. In Europe, the news of Jerusalem's loss spread like wildfire, igniting fresh passions and summoning armies anew, their eyes set on the distant promise of reclaiming the holy city. The cycle of war and peace, of victory and defeat, was destined to continue, each conflict a chapter in a never-ending epic of ambition, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of destiny. In the years that followed, Saladin's legacy grew as he balanced the harsh demands of warfare with acts of clemency that earned him admiration even from his foes. His reign, though marked by constant battles and internal intrigues, ushered in a period of cultural and economic revival that transformed the region. Under his guidance, shattered cities were rebuilt, trade flourished, and a delicate balance of power was maintained between the various realms that had long been at odds. The tapestry of history, woven with threads of valor, sorrow, and hope, bore the unmistakable imprint of a leader who had emerged from the crucible of war to embody the spirit of a united people. Even as the echoes of clashing swords faded into legend, the memory of these turbulent times endured, a timeless reminder that history is a living narrative, shaped by the dreams and determination of those who dare to challenge fate. The grand saga of the Crusades, with all its bloodshed and glory, remains etched in the collective memory of humankind, urging future generations to remember that in the eternal dance of conquest and redemption, every end is but the seed of a new beginning.